guys, I'm coming to you today with a short video about doing some upgrades to the Yugo Impact rifle. I'm going to go over what I think is the most important and some upgrades that will help your performance at the range and in the field. Alright, the first upgrade I think anybody should do is go and buy you one of these kits. It comes with a 3-mag pouch, cleaning kit, and a sling. That's probably the first thing you need to do after you unbox your new rifle and clean it. The second thing is go get you some good magazines. These are just Magpul P-Mags. They work good. You don't have to file down the tang like you do sometimes with the Tapcos. They don't want to fit really well, and you got to file that down. With the Magpuls, I haven't seen any problems like that, and it's a Magpul, so that's what I use. They're cheap and they work. Guys, you can really spend as little or as much as you want on stuff for your AK. You know, everything's relative. Everybody's got their own ideas of what they want their AK to be. But you know, for me, a sling's a sling. These cleaning kits they're neat. They come with a lot of stuff that can really help you. This little tool here for your front post sight and a lot of other things it can be used for. It's got a screwdriver on that end, a punch, a little pin that can be used to drive stuff out. You've got a cleaning jag and a cleaning brush. Really comes in handy, and this thing's nice because it's got little slots and stuff you can use to open your gas tube lever with, and comes in real handy. All right, guys, another upgrade that I think you need to do. I don't think this is a want. I think this is a need. Right down in here. See that plate down in there? I don't know if you can see it. Might have to get a flashlight. Alright, you see that plate down in there? It comes off of the selector lever. That replaces a cheap little paper clip that holds your hammer pin in. You need to replace that. This is going to cause a failure if that little pin breaks or slips off. Your pin's going to walk out, your hammer's going to come out, your gun's going to jam. You know, it can cause all sorts of problems. They're cheap. They're like 10 bucks. I think that's a Power Customs plate. They're available anywhere online. You need to get one of those. That is the major upgrade for, I think, any AK-47. Another one for the Yugo is this spring right here. There's a lot of chatter out there. People talk about the Yugo springs being weak, about your bolt coming back and impacting your trunnion. There's a lot of chatter about it. It was enough chatter for me to do something about it, so I got this ALG recoil spring and replaced it. Took me 5 minutes. I think that spring's like a $10, $12 spring, something like that. You know, that's cheap insurance on your weapon. And if you're going to be using this for home defense or any kind of SHTF scenario, you know, this is your lifeline. So the parts that you put in here are going to matter more than, you know, the stuff on the outside. Because if this goes down, your whole weapon's down and you're out of the fight. And that's not what you want. So spend some time before you go putting stuff on the outside of your guns. Take a look on the inside. You know, think about it before you start throwing parts at it. Say, you know, what needs to be changed, research it. You know, make sure everything works, everything's in time. And just make sure your gun functions right before you go changing a bunch of other things on it. Okay, guys, right now I have 2 Yugos. And this one here is my underfolder. And this is my get home gun. This is what I throw underneath the back seat of my pickup truck anytime I'm going on a long trip. You know, if something goes south, I want to make sure that I've got a rifle that will get me home. So this is my get home gun. It's concealable, and you know, I'd expect to use this anywhere out to 200-300 meters. You know, this gun would work well just the way it is. You know, iron sights, I really haven't changed anything. I've still got the slant brake on it that it came with. The only thing I did change is I got some Battlefield pickup handguards and put on there. And I put me a Kyber Customs slotted top cover on there. So that's really all I've changed on this gun. I did add this grip. A lot of people don't like the Hogue. They say it's too big and it snags on your gear. You know, I've not really had that problem. It feels good. I shoot the gun better with it. So yeah, that's what I'm going to use. I like the Hogue. Alright, this MPAP is, I guess you could say, my battle rifle. and I've done a little bit more work to it. It's still a work in progress. I'm going to upgrade this to the improved safety selector. It's got the tab right here, and I might put an ALG trigger in there. But this one's got the Century Rack 1 trigger, and it's a pretty good trigger, so I haven't messed with it yet. But just like the underfolder, first thing I did is I went in there, took it apart, and I'm not going to take it apart. I showed you in the other one, but yeah, I changed the springs, and I put a Power Customs retaining plate in there, and those were the two first things that I did to this gun. After that, Hogue grip, and Battlefield pickup handguard, Kyber Customs top, and I also added the Primary Arms Advanced Microdot and the Midwest Industries rail. And it works really good. I like it. It's got a 50,000 hour battery life. Gives me a nice 1/3 co-witness right there. Works really well. I'm really pleased with it. And I've got the Definitive Arms AK-47 fighter brake on there. It's small, it's effective, I like it. And of course I got the Magpul buttstock on there. The whole reason I changed this, you know, it's a folder. I'm not really crazy about that because obviously this is my underfolder and that goes in the pickup, so I don't really use this folder. It does work, it works well. It's a nice solid lockup, but I don't really use it. The reason I changed it is because, one, it's got, you know, slots where you can put adjustable cheek risers. Let's say I wanted to swap that out for a 2x6 or something, you know, telescopic sight. I could put me a 050 cheek riser on there and rock and roll. And it's a little bit shorter than the stock it came with, and the stock that it came with, it actually came loose the first time I took it to the range. And you know, anytime I identify a failure like that, it's gone. You know, no questions asked. You know, I tightened it back up, and when I did, the screws that actually hold the metal plate in the back stripped out. You know, it was US made by Century. It was just cheap to me. I didn't like it, so I junked it and replaced it with this Magpul, and I think it's going to work out really nice. So far, I've been really happy with it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. You know, I don't put a bunch of jazz on my AKs. I don't believe in that. I don't believe in vertical foregrips on the AK because of the way you rock the magazine. Some people do. You know, that's a long-standing argument. Like I said before, you know, everything's relative. Try to make your gun mission adaptable and tailor it to your specific mission. Whatever you've got in mind for that, whether it's a get-home gun or, you know, a daily carry battle rifle, you know, during SHTF or whatever that may be, a range toy. You know, if it's a range toy, you might want to go out and put all these cool lasers and stuff on there. But, you know, for me, that's just extra weight. And it's more stuff that's going to fail. And, you know, I just don't want that on my rifle. I want a rifle that works, and that's it. So the first thing I think about is, does my rifle work? And if the answer is no, I want to know why. And I want to fix it as soon as I can. And you want to put the best internal parts that you can possibly get in your weapons. And you know, it's a lot of people say, yeah, you know, I take my AK out and I shoot it 2,000 or 3,000 times and I don't clean it. Well, that's not me. I clean my guns and I keep them in 100% working order. And I actually run engine assembly grease on my bolt and my rails and on my hammer. And I do that in all my guns, even my bolt guns. Well, I hope you've enjoyed this little video, and I hope it'll give you something to think about. You know, don't just go out and put all kinds of jazz on your rifles because it's cool or your buddy has it or whatever. You know, ask yourself, do I need it? Is it going to make me a better shooter? Is it going to improve my weapon? Or is it going to detract from what it was when I first got it?